Hi, welcome to HeKate's Crossing. Okay, tonight what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the field tarot. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just randomly, just as people come in, if they want a reading, no worries, you'll just get 2 cards, just a really quick message. If you want to donate, no matter whether it's $1 or more, whatever you want to do, whether it's $1, it doesn't matter, and you'll get 3 tarot cards, and then you'll get the Healers of the Earth Oracle cards as well. So you'll get 3 of these and 2 of those with donations. Otherwise, it's just if you want a free reading, it's just 2 tarot cards tonight. Just nice and quick messages. I will only be on for a short time. I won't be on all night, so just really quick. So let's see what message do we need to look at overall. Let's look at the collective energy, if you like. Let's look at the collective energy at this time. Certainly, hearts love. Joe, certainly. Yeah, just type in your question if you want. And I'll do 2 cards for you. Just type in your question and I'll do it for you. I was going to do a collective reading, but that's no worries. I'll just do your reading first. So I just need your questions typed in, and I will do that for you. Wanted to ask about Jackson's current feelings towards me and his thoughts. Oh, I just forgot to I knew I forgot to do something, so don't worry about it, I'll do it later. We don't have time. Okay, let's do this. Wanted to ask about Jackson's current feelings towards me and his thoughts, and he will take action towards me soon. Okay, what are Jackson's current feelings? Okay, what's his current feelings? Okay, and will he take actions towards you? What are his actions towards you? Hi, Jen. Please, you've come in and said hello. I'm using the field tarot. Okay, so Joe, let's have a look. The first card we pulled out was Temperance. So it feels like there's a sense of moderation. Maybe I feel like there's a sense of actually juggling. I'm feeling like he's juggling his emotions at the moment, not quite 100% sure about what's actually going on. You'll be listening while... Okay, Jen, no worries. So I feel at the moment, Joe, there is a sense of juggling the emotions. It's not quite sort of a bit of up and down, not quite saying the full, not knowing quite where he's at this time, where Jackson's feelings are at the time. Feels like he's in that sort of yo-yoing. And it does talk about a vibrancy. So I'm sort of feeling like I've got Queen of Wands here, which does talk about nurturing passions. But yet I get a feeling like he's waiting. He's waiting for something. So I feel like he's actually waiting for something. Something's going on at the moment. He's juggling his emotions at this time. He's sort of weighing things up a little bit. Maybe sort of weighing things up a little bit. And I feel like there's a sense of waiting. So at this time, I don't actually see him moving forward. I feel like there's something holding him back. There is some sort of delay in the process at this time. So don't be sitting around waiting. I feel like it's really about you actually getting on with your life, doing your own thing. I think is going to be really important for you. I get a sense of you actually saying, okay, this is what it is. It's sort of acceptance in a way, and what's actually going on, and you actually doing your own journey. Okay, Joe? Okay, Anna, do you see things moving forward for you and why? So let's have a look. Do things move forward? Okay, do things. Okay, first card here was, does talk about a sense of deception. I'm just getting a sense of maybe not really seeing the full picture in the situation, Anna. I feel like you may not be quite seeing the full picture. And here we've got this potential of love. It's like you've got this new beginnings, and I wonder whether that's, I'm getting a little bit about self-reflection. Yeah, the field tarot are beautiful, Jen. I love the imagery. You can sort of see this fox here, and I'm sort of getting a bit of a slyness about the whole situation. It's like you're not quite facing the truth of what's actually going on. I feel like there's maybe some hidden facts that we're not quite seeing the bigger picture over, Anna. Okay, and I feel like there's a bit of self-reflection in regard to the love aspect. I'm getting a sense of self-reflection is going to be an important part of your process in you actually moving forward on this journey. So I think there's some things that you might need to look at and do some self-reflection within oneself, Anna. I think that's really, really important at this time. So I hope that sort of helps and gives you some ideas about what's actually going on. They are gorgeous cards. I'm just going to do, using the Healers of the Earth, just going to do a quick, this is just an overall energy. Yes, Ruby, I can do a reading for you. Just type in your question and I'll go through them. Oops. I didn't change that. What are Louise' feelings towards me? Okay. Just doing a one card here. It comes out with understanding. I don't know why I just had to pull that one. Comes about with some self-understanding. Okay, what are Louise' feelings towards me? What are Louise' feelings towards me? Okay, here we've got a sense of strength. Stamina, endurance, moving forward. Let's have a look. Justice, legality. It's a sense of trying to find a sense of balance. So I feel like courage is involved. Is like the sense of I don't know how much action's actually being taken, Ashley. I feel like a very much of a trying to find a sense of balance, equilibrium within the situation. I also get a sense of keep going, endurance, stamina, that sense of having that courage to actually move ahead on this journey. So I'm wondering if Louise' feelings towards you may come from a sense of trying to find a sense of inner courage or inner strength within himself, within Louis himself. So I feel like there could be a sense of trying to find the sense of equilibrium, the sense of balance, looking at the truth of the whole situation. So I feel like, you know, to move ahead on the journey, to actually move ahead does take some courage and does take some strength on his behalf. So I don't know if that sort of makes some sense for you at the moment. I feel like there's just a lot of truth seeking in a way. Just type in your question and I'll just go through them. Don't forget, if you make a donation, please let me know so I can do the extra card, extra tarot card, and the feelers of the oracle as well. Okay, so Ruby, can I please know if you're in a, okay, this is going to be a, looking at what's going on with your husband. Oh, okay. Please flip down. That's interesting. Okay, here we've got a sense of, we've got the Emperor, okay, being in control. I get a sense, but I get the sense of sort of howling at the moon here, Ruby. Okay, I get a feeling of this howling at the moon. It's got this curiosity going on. I feel like there's a lot of doubt coming through with the relationship. So I think communication is going to be really, really important, Ruby. I think communication is going to be super, super important here. It's like you need to take control of your journey, Ruby. I feel like you need to really take control and be the leader, or be the authoritative in your journey, in your path. I think that's really, really important too. And I think if you're curious there, I feel like there's some doubt creeping in, and I think that's a communication that's really important. So I feel like you need to sort of really communicate as much as you can. And if you're not getting clear answers, I think then you have some major decisions to make on your own. I think that only you can make, Ruby. There are decisions that only you can make, and I think it's very much about you being in control, you being the leader, you being the authoritative, you sort of saying enough's enough, whatever that is for you. You got to remember, this is your journey. Whatever you decide to do is has to be your choice, has to be your choice, your decision. Maybe there's someone who's a counselor or someone that you could talk to in that sort of area. Might be really important for you as well. That might be part of the communication aspect of it as well, being able to communicate with someone because you've had enough of whatever's going on. Maybe you're not getting the communication you need. So maybe you need to communicate with someone who can actually help you push, give you some suggestions and ideas in the direction that you could do. What could you do to take control of your journey? I think that's all I can sort of give you at this time, Ruby, with what's going on for you. I think it's communication, communication, communication. And if you can't communicate with your partner, I think it's important that you find someone who's a counselor, who's trained in that area, that's going to enable you to find the right path for you. So I hope that helps, Ruby. Okay, Joyanna. Okay, will the sexual intimacy with the Taurus be fulfilling? No, that's okay. I'm all right with that question. That's okay. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, the sexual intimacy with the Taurus. Whoa, okay. That's interesting. Strengthen that. Okay, let's see. Sometimes cards flip out a couple of times and it gives us that couple of I definitely feel it's something that's going to take some endurance. There's definitely some endurance going on with the relationship. I definitely feel like there is that strength card that sort of flipped out before. Okay. Success. I love that. Okay, so you've got the Seven of Wands here. There is that sense of battle, but I think it's done with honor. There might be sort of standing up for yourself as well. So sort of doing what you, sort of explaining what you want might be part of the process. I think that could be really important. Oh, here we go. Harmony. So it does have the 10 of Cups. It does bring everything into union. Okay, so overall in the relationship, I think it's really important for you, Joyanna, to be able to sort of say or speak about what you actually want in the relationship. I think that's really important. What do you want in the sexual relationship? Do you want it slow? Do you want it quickly? Do you want it intent? You know, what action do you want them to actually take? What gives you pleasure? What excites you? I think that's part of this here. I think that's really important, and it's going to bring about a sense of harmony. So if you can do this, it will bring everything together. I think everything will be fulfilling, but it's all, again, I think it's about you saying, hey, this is what excites me. This is what, you know, this is what I hate. You know, this turns me off, or this turns me on. I think that's really important with this one here. I think it's a sense of honor with respecting yourself, respecting what you want, not always doing what he wants or what your partner wants to do. Sorry, I shouldn't say he or she or whatever. It's what they want to do. It's very important that your partner, it's not always what they want, but what you want as well. It's a sort of having that balance. I think that's really important. And I think that's where the this aspect here comes in. I think that's really important. So does that make sense, to being able to have the harmony, having everything coming together in the relationship? I think that's really important. So I hope that sort of makes sense to you and sort of gives you some ideas about how you can make sure that this relationship is fulfilling. Yeah, it resonates? Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do really quickly, I haven't got around to doing yet, is doing a collective energy reading with the Healers of the Earth Oracle. So let's do a collective reading for everybody. You just a little message for everyone to sort of reflect on with what's going on in their life right now. So first card we've got is alliances, partnership, agreement, and support. Hi, Lupita. Second card we have here is hands that heal. So it's definitely about hands-on, magic touch. It's about connecting. It's interesting. That's the cards that we've got with the readings that we've had. It's certainly interesting. So yeah, Lupita. Don't forget, if you want to do a longer reading, something more in depth. Let me just post this in here. There's that there, or you can check out the link below. So that's quite interesting reading there for the collective. So let's have a look. Keto. When will the person I'm interested take action towards me? So let's have a look. Oh, first card we get disappointment. So maybe not straight away. I don't feel like they're going to. I feel like there's a bit of a delay, or there's a hesitation in some way. So it may not be the way you expect it to. Lupita, I'm sorry to say, it does feel like there's a sense of not quite doing as expected. We've got, like, you're focusing so much on what you desire. You're not focusing on what you actually have at this time. So I feel like there's a need to sort of, I get 8 of discs here, and 8 of discs to me is a sense of finishing a task. It's like there's something that you need to do before anything else can come about in your life. Okay, and it may not be the person that you expect. It's a sense of, I'm getting the moon phases here, and it's like you need to look at the cycle. You need to look at where you are. You need to look at the phase. You need to look what you've achieved or what's going on in your life right now. I feel like there's some other stuff going on, Lupita, that is really important. So it may not, I don't feel like the person's actually moving towards you. I don't feel like there's the action actually taking in. I feel like there is going to be a little bit of disappointment, but I feel like you need to dedicate to your own journey. I feel like you need to sort of think about what actions that you can do for yourself, you know, that's going to give you the satisfaction in your own journey. What things can you do? You know, who can you spend time with? Who can you talk to, or what else can you do that's going to make you feel complete within yourself? I think that's sort of part of this process here. I think that's really important. So hopefully that sort of makes some sense for you. I just feel like things are not going to quite go the way you expect them here, but yet there's a sense of completing something. I feel like you need to sort of allow yourself this journey, whatever's going on for you, to complete. And it may not quite be what you expect. I think it's sort of like you have your expectations, and I feel like you're missing out on other opportunities. I feel like you're missing out on other opportunities. So I hope that sort of makes sense to you at this time. I think it's a really important something to think about. So yeah. You're welcome, you're welcome. Just going to throw in just doing random messages with the healers of the earth. These are just cards that we can think about in the moment. Cloud formations. So we're looking at the cloud today. Looking at the clouds. What do you see when you look up into the clouds? Maybe we find ourselves with confusion, indecisions, and a sense of, yeah, I just feel like you're just confused, just clouded, just not a lot of thought going on at the moment. Just feels like, I think we all can feel like that sometimes. We can all feel a little bit heavy, tired, exhausted. Here we have a sense of wounded healer. So, you know, what's our wisdom from experience? You know, what wisdom have we gained from the experiences that we had? The sense of self-care is really super important too. Woo. Okay. Schemes, conspiracies. So it feels like things are going on behind the scenes. Feels like things are a bit of a game at the moment. Things are not quite happening. That's interesting. I'm just going to grab another deck to play with while we wait and see if anybody else wants a reading. I'm going to grab cards of luxury. I'm going to choose a card from the witches and the voices. This deck is so luxurious. It's beautifully done. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what witch comes up today for us overall. Collective energy. Which is stargazer. So maybe we're looking up into the stars. We're looking up into dreaming in a way. Let's look and see what the stargazer says. look. Stargazer. Research, patience, dedication, and having confidence. The stargazer's eyes wander around the firmament. She is looking for answers, armed with faith and unwavering determination. As the clouds disperse to show the heavenly arch blossoming with stars, she feels embraced by its greatness, not crushed. Representing our ability to patiently work towards our goals, the stargazer promotes confidence in our vision, especially in times when our spirit is tested. About the witch. Sunia was born in Palmyra in the 4th century, at the time when the city was under the rule of Rome. She discovered her interest for the study of the sky and the celestial objects at an early age, and spent her life working as an astronomer and philosopher in Antioch during a time of great and often violent transformation of the religious structures that saw the rise of Christianity. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so let's see what the voices are for the stargazer. What voices are going to come through in regards to sort of gaining confidence, looking for the answers, researching, and whatever that is for us as individuals. So let's have a look and see what the voices are. The first voice we have is the here. Okay, so the here talks about luck, being vigilant, being alert, and knowing that things are sort of moving, you know, they're moving in the right direction. They seem okay. Let's have a look at the second voice. Second voice is Briar. Ooh, that sort of seems a bit prickly. Briar. Page 9. Okay. Caution, danger, and having boundaries. Boundaries is really, really important. So as we're vigilant, having boundaries as we look towards our goals, our dreams, with confidence. It's an interesting reading. I love looking at sometimes just pulling out some cards and just sort of just seeing where we're at. It's a nice way to sort of reflect what's going on. So let's see what other cards am I going to pull out for a quick message. Let's see what other decks. Oh, let's look at Fallen Angels. Let's see what message the Fallen Angels have for us today. Oops. Oh, just nice breath. What message does the Fallen Angels have for us today? Strength and cornmeal. So maybe we need to have strength as we're going through a sense of chaos and things at the moment. It feels like everything's, it could be to do with the past history of what's going on. Again, we have this justice card seems to be coming out, you know, justice seems to be coming out a lot. So again, we have that sort of truth. It's about looking at the consequences of actions taken, and that could be to do with the history of things and how things are quite chaotic and needing to have a sense of inner strength within oneself. It's an interesting reading with what's been going on. It's quite nice to sort of see some of the different decks working in different ways, just really some nice quick messages and what's actually going on. So don't forget, if you want a reading, I also do email, video chat, readings on Skype, Facebook chat. You can also do a YouTube channel, and you can come back and watch it whenever you want. You can find me on the Ko-Fi page, which you'll find links down below. Of course. So yeah. So show you a sort of reading. Let's do 3 cards. Oh, that's interesting. And let's just throw in 2 more. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This here talks about a sense of power, a sense of an authoritative energy, a very strong energy coming through, which could be really important. So that could be coming through from oneself, or whether someone else is coming into your life. And it does talk about a relationship. Maybe there's a sense of choices yet to be made within the relationship, a sense of balance, coming together, a sense of intensity. Maybe there's a rawness within that energy as well, which seems to be quite important. Just feel like there's a determination, a force. So it's interesting, you've got the words power and determination here with the Lovers. So it does feel like there's a bit of a could even be sense of a power struggle, a determination to maybe make something happen in a relationship on some level, and maybe they're turning their back on each other. Quite interesting how this could look. Could be a sense of turning the backs on each other. So maybe you're looking in, maybe there's a bit of a power struggle going on here with this relationship, whatever that is. It does talk about healing through music, self-expression, healing tones. So sound healing could be part of the process in regards to the relationship, chanting. So there could be a shift within the energy, a change of heart, maybe a turnaround or a reversal in some way. So it does feel like maybe there has been a bit of a power struggle within the relationship on some level, but it does feel like there's some healing and everything, that the relationship will shift in some way. So you might find a sense of balance coming into play. That's quite an interesting combination of cards. I love the way these 2 decks really work together really well. The Field Tarot and Healers of the Earth. I think they work really well together in a reading. I love doing that, looking at decks and seeing how they combine when you're doing a reading for someone. I love the way cards do that. They're quite exciting. Okay, so I'm actually not sure who's around or what's going on, or I've done a few sort of collective readings, mucking around, so I'm not quite sure who readings are for, but you may watch this back and there might be something there that sort of resonates for you in that moment, which is quite cool. So let's have a look here. Maybe something a bit larger. Let's just do a normal Okay, I know it will look back to front to you guys, but just doing a really quick tilt across. Okay, so we're looking at the sense of, what have I got here? Okay, I feel like the sense of unconditional giving, this is generosity coming through, and it's been influenced by where you're physically at, your environment, and everything that's going on. Yep, Pet, Fulana. Yeah, I'll do your reading in a minute. This is 2 of this, so it feels like there's some changes and things going on in the relation, in your life right now. In the life right now, could be a sense of needing to look at things, you know, to take your power back in a way. I feel like there's a sense of things, somebody not being quite honest about the whole situation. Does talk about a love in the beginning, like there was a new relationship coming into play. And at the moment, it's sort of asking you to sort of surrender to your energy, the vibrancy of where you're at. Okay. Here we've got a sense of trying to find a sense of control within your own journey. Emotional control could be looking at your emotions. Could be really important to take a step back in what's actually going on as well. Don't try and let your emotions sort of get the better of you in some way. Nurturing self is so important on so many levels. So here we have the Empress again. I get that sense of so busy taking care of everyone else that you're forgetting about taking care of self. So that's just a really quick Celtic cross reading. Okay, so Pet, let's have a look at your question. Will I have a relationship with, okay, let's have a look at the relationship aspect. Okay, so let's just have a look at where you're at. Just with that hopes and dreams, it doesn't sort of feel like it's an inner light in some way. It's interesting because you've got sort of like the Wheel of Fortune, or the Fortune card, Wheel of Fortune. And it does feel as though there are some decisions. It's like you're going around and around in circles with this relationship. I get a sense of trying to find a sense of inner light within oneself as well. So will you have a relationship? It does talk about hopes and dreams. It does talk about wishes coming into play, but it doesn't actually, you know, it's like your wishes are there, but yet there's this going around and around in circles. It's like there's no clear decision. There's acceptance of life's ups and downs. It's whether you, you know, what actions do you actually need to take to actually get where you need to be. I feel like there's more to the story, if you like. There's more things that need to be done before a relationship with anyone at this time. I just feel like there's a lot more going on. I actually want to sort of get a little bit more detail about this, because I just feel like there's something sort of hidden. It's not quite black and white here. Even though there's black and white here, I just feel like it's not quite black and white. I'm sort of getting a bit of a grey area. It just feels like things are just not very clear in this process. I'm just wondering if there's anything else. It's just one more card that's just going to give me that. Here we go. No, it just feels like things are not quite yet where you want them to be. I just feel like you just need to sort of shift your focus a little bit. Maybe there's a thing about if you are happy doing your own thing, keeping yourself where you want to be, and then others can see where you're at, if you know what I mean. I just feel like they're not quite going in the way that you want them to at this time. It just doesn't feel, I feel like there's a lot of this This card here is about disappointment. So it just feels like things aren't quite in the right space just yet. Whatever that is, you might find a new way to find a sense of happiness within your journey. I feel like there could be something else that you could be focusing on. What else could you be focusing on that's going to make you happy within yourself? I think that's part of the process for you. Yeah. So I hope that sort of gives you some answers there. Yeah, just don't feel like, even though the wishes and the dreams are there and there's a possibility, you know, it's about letting your true self shine through. So I think that's part of it. It's just not quite the way you want it just yet. I feel like there's some other stuff that needs to be done. So interesting. So let's have a look. Oh, muscles. I'm going to have a look at the Norse cards. Oh, just whacked my foot. Gee, that hurt. Oh, certainly, Adriana. I'm just going to throw out a card here. Let's see what card we get. Yeah, Adriana, just type up your question and I'll do it for you. What card am I going to focus on? Skinnier. Messenger. Let's just have a look at Skinnier. Oh, here we go. Let's see what Skinnier is. Skinnier? Skinnier. No, not Skinnier. Skinnier. Here it is. Messenger. Skinnier is a giant of Unahima. His name means the dear one, the clear one, or the bright one. He is the messenger of Freya. Freya sends Skinner to ask the giantess Gerda to marry him. It is a symbolic story of the light asking to unite with the darkness, the sun wanting to marry the earth. Gerda was reluctant to unite with Freya, even when offered precious things. She shuns him. It's only under threat from magical runes that she accepts. Persistent messenger and a servant. If he works for the seeker, he's a strong reinforcement of their agenda. Huh, that's interesting. Right, you'd like to know if your person is coming back. So let's have a look. Let me just put these cards away. Just showing different decks that we've got. Right, let's have a look. Take care, Jen. It's always good to chat and hope you're feeling better and take care of yourself. And okay. Night, Jen. Okay, Adriana. Hi, Yuru. Success. Transformations. Okay, basically, certainly, Yuru, just type in your question. No worries at all. Okay, Adriana, what I'm looking at here is a sense of yes. I feel like there's a lot of changes and things coming up. There's a lot of, it's feeling like there's a lot of success, but I feel like there's a lot of changes and things happening as well. So the first card that flipped out here was the Six of Wands, which is about victory, success, a sense of everything sort of happening the way that you desire. It's even though you've got battles and challenges and things like that beforehand, it does feel like there will be a sense of success. But with the success and the victory will come transformations. Like there are some things that will have to end, or some things that will finish, but there will be some other things that sort of merge into something new, that sort of transmute, that transform into something new and exciting. So I do feel like yes, he'll come, yes, your person will come back into your life, but it will cause some transformations and some changes. Okay, so there may be something that you might need to think about. You might find yourself sitting in silence, sitting in the darkness for a moment, or sitting in silence and acknowledging where you're actually at with this person. Okay, so that yes, that person may come back into your life, okay, but there will be some changes. And that changes does entitle you to sort of take a minute to sort of take a breath and just reflect on where you're actually at in the relationship with everything that's going on. Okay, I think that's really important for you at this time to reflect on. Okay. Okay, you have a connection with JK. Doesn't necessarily mean twin flame, it just means intense. Let's just have a little thing straight away. I'm sort of getting a hesitation here. I don't, whoa, okay. This is interesting. First card that flew out was a sense of trying to fulfill. It's like you're trying to fulfill something. You're trying to make something happen. Okay, it's like you're trying to make something happen, and so you just got to sort of, I'm getting a sense of sort of letting go, releasing expectations, if you like. It's about giving to oneself, okay, because you are going to have a sense of things not going quite the way you expect them to, Yuru. It's really important that you just take a breath, take a step back from everything that's actually going on for you at this time. Okay, I think that's really important. I feel like you've got yourself so wound up in the twin flame connection aspect, you're not allowing things to just be. You're not allowing yourself to just surrender to the situation, give unconditionally. It's like you're expecting conditions on it instead of just enjoying the journey. I think that's really important for you, because otherwise you're going to disappoint yourself. I feel like you just got to turn around. I want to turn this card around. I wish I could just turn this person around and sort of say, you know, let's focus on what you do have in the moment. You know, what do you have in your life right now that's going to give you joy and going to give you the happiness that you really need at this time, instead of focusing on, you know, on what could be, those ifs and should be and all that sort of stuff. Let's focus on what actually is at this time, and let's just enjoy life in this moment. And I know that's not easy to do. I know it's very easy to have the sense of, I expect this in a relationship and this, instead of just being in the moment. And this card here reminds us to just be in the moment, you know, just allow ourselves to just be. I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't know sort of what's going on. I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on with JK, if you like. I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. When I think of the Nine of Cups and the Rider-Waite-Smith type energy, I feel like there's a sense of stuff going on behind, and you just can't quite see the bigger picture. You're not actually seeing what's actually going on. So it is causing a sense of hesitation from yourself to be able to surrender to the moment, to give unconditionally without expectations. Does that make sense, Yuru? I know it's a really difficult time to be in that energy, but to get but to get into that, just focusing on yourself, I get a sense of sort of focusing on you could be a really important aspect. Just take a breath for a moment. Just take a nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. I am who I am. I am love. I am freedom. I am liberation. I am who I am. I am love. I am freedom. I am liberation. And how does that make you feel when you say that for yourself? And I just think it's just going to help you get some perspective on what's actually going on for you right at this time with JK. Okay? I just think you might get just a clearer picture about what's happening if you can just take a step back. So hopefully that'll help, give you some clarity. Makes you feel light? Cool. Just something that you can work on for yourself. I think that will really help you and to gain some perspective on what's actually going on for you right now with everything. And I know things can be a little bit tricky. So hopefully that gives you some help. Okay, just 10 more minutes and I will be out of here. So let's just see what other message are we going to get today. I love sort of pulling out my cards and sort of saying, what message are we going to get? Oh, let's do the Rain Coast Oracle. I love Christoph stuff. Let's get a message from the Rain Coast Oracle. Oh, you haven't met in physical, but in 5D? Okay. Yeah, so things may not be quite moving where you at this time. Just take a breath. Okay, so let's have a look at the Rain Coast Oracle. I'm just going to do a sort of a collective energy. So just take a moment and take a breath. And we'll see what Rain Coast Oracle message comes out for us. Whoa, that was a fly out. Okay, the card that flew out here is change. Should not be with compromise. Should not ever be compromised. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So I'm just going to have a look at the energy. I'm just going to look at the card. Let's look at this thing. I'm getting a lot of this about there's a lot of people involved. I feel like there's a lot of looking. I feel like this is just, I feel like there's different perspectives on what's actually happening with the changes and things that are happening in our own lives. It's about opening up our heart. Maybe we're feeling like we're moving through a sense of darkness and trying to find a sense of light within what's actually happening. It's an interesting card when you look at the imagery. It's an amazing card. I love his artwork. Oh, okay. Take a moment, take a breath. I think you just got to work through things, Yuru. When you get a chance, go back and re-listen to the reading again, and I think you might get a sort of a clearer message. Yeah. Letting things go, surrendering. Yeah. Let's have a look at the Healers of the Earth Oracle. Let's see what messages come through. Tea of transformation. So it does feel like there's a lot of changes and things happening, and that only get the steps that you can take at this time. It's about finding pleasant distractions. Again, finding things that make you happy. Focus on other things. Focus on other aspects of your journey. It's talking about focusing on other aspects of the journey to create the transformations or the changes that you want. Don't solely focus on one aspect. Focus on many other things. And it does talk about kindred spirit. Like attracts like. It's an interesting card. So there we are. So it's when you focus on other things, it feels like that will draw in. It's like when you focus on other things and make the changes that are really, really important, then what you desire actually comes into life, comes into fruition. I think that's sort of that's what I'm sort of getting from this message here, is a sense of as things change and you make the changes you want because you're focusing on other aspects as well, you're distracted and doing other things, what you actually want actually comes into your life. Oh, interesting. Yeah. But it is about focusing on other aspects. So that's an interesting thing. Right, I am going to say good night, because I do not want to be late on here. An hour's quite long enough. A few readings I've done. Yes. So that's it from me. So I'm definitely going to say good night and take care. Oh, you're welcome, Yuru. Take care. You're welcome. Good night. It is time for me to say, well, it's afternoon for you. Here it is just about 8 p.m. here. 8 p.m. Well, where are you? 8 p.m. I was thinking 8 a.m., but no, it can't be. It's not 1 or 2 in the morning. It's afternoon for you. Yeah. I'm in New Zealand. So that's why it's 8 o'clock. Oh, you're in India. Okay. But we're New Zealand, and it is 8 p.m. Monday. So that's it from me. Take care.